All right, you beautiful people. I want to talk about something that's been present for me in the last days. I recently shared a post where I celebrated that my biggest flex in June is not a five-figure launch or a summit with 1,000 people or speaking in front of 300 people on stage. It's actually that I can eat gluten again. And I had some interactions with people around this, and it just inspired me to share something that I want to share with you here today, which is how you can live your dream life, even if you have certain symptoms in your life, or even if there is something that is still not fully in place in your life the way that you would love to have it. And I'm sharing from experience here. I have a pretty long list of health challenges that I've overcome. I had a pretty strong skin condition, eczema. I had asthma. I had a lot of stomach issues in 2020, 2021. I had a big health crisis where I could barely sleep and my body was insanely inflamed. So I'm just naming those things for you to have some context of what place I'm speaking from. I'm really not speaking this from a place of, you know, I came to this world with immaculate health and now I'm sharing weird things to other people who have health struggles. Like I've had all of those things, and I also had severe sleep issues for a long time, and I would say I've overcome at least 95% of those things. And I want to share with you what the biggest turning point for me was in having some of those health issues. And for me, what was very strong for a long time was my skin condition, like having super itchy skin and just being really, really challenged by that. And I noticed this pattern inside of me where I was thinking to myself, well, once this is healed, then I can finally live my dream life. And in that context, it was like being able to travel, having enough energy to really grow my business. And I was constantly postponing this. I was like, well, as long as these symptoms are here, I'm probably not going to be able to do that. So let me try healing all of those things so that finally I can live the life that I came here for. And the biggest turning point for me was approaching those symptoms as if they would never leave. In other words, not waiting for them to go away for me to live and create the life that I want to live. And what that has led me to is, for example, what I shared before, the health crisis that I had about 5 years ago. I had so fucking little energy at that time to grow my business. And I could still run a business. Like I had maybe a window of 1 or 2 hours per day where I could really focus. Otherwise, I was just too exhausted. And it worked. And it showed me that most of the things that we tell ourselves of why we cannot live the life that we truly dream of are just excuses, are just places where we just lack creativity, where maybe we have a certain image in our minds of like, well, if I want to live my dream life, this is how it's supposed to look like, and this is what has to be in place. And what if you were to just get really creative? What if having less energy than other people is not a reason at all not to live your dream life? You just gotta get creative. What if being challenged by a lot of social interactions is not at all a reason why you cannot live your dream life? You just gotta get creative. And so I've treated these symptoms as the biggest spiritual teacher or teachers that I've had in my life. And when I stopped waiting for them to go away and I started following the things that I wanted to do, but I told myself, oh, I can only do that once they are gone, they slowly went away. And I believe that the symptoms that I had were an expression of me not living my purpose, not living my integrity, not living the life I came here for. And so the more that I started doing that, the more the symptoms went away. Now I understand that that's kind of an edgy thing to say because that can lead to shaming people and saying, well, if you have any chronic condition, that's all your fault. And I really don't intend to say that. Obviously, we live in a world that does not support people with different symptoms, and there are lots of messed up things in this world that lead to unhealthy bodies. But I just find it the most empowering approach for me to, yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna finish my life.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, our intended restaurant is closed, so we wanted to order something, so I'm gonna end this live in a moment. But for me, the biggest cure for all of those symptoms was living my dream, was no longer postponing it because I had some symptoms, but actually going for it and not waiting for any of my symptoms to go away. Um, and over time they did. But I was at peace. I was like, if I have this skin condition until the rest of my life, so be it. I still get to live the life that I want to live. And I think there's something super empowering in just no longer waiting for any of those things to go away. What if you just get to be creative and you create the life that you want, even with those symptoms being present? And yes, very likely they will go away the more that you live the life that you truly came here for. But what if you don't have to wait? All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Love to hear your thoughts. Do let me know in the comments. I'll probably create another live in the next days. That'll be a bit longer, but as you saw, I am being needed in ordering food, so I'm going to end it here. Sending you so much love, and talk soon.